You know that feeling when you're in a relationship, but something just doesn't feel right. Like you're always trying to make it work, but it just doesn't. That's how I felt. But then I read this book, and it changed everything. It taught me how to recognize toxic relationships and how to let go of them. And most importantly, it gave me hope that I could find something better. If you're feeling stuck in a toxic relationship, this book is a must-read. Trust me, it will change your life. The Art of Breaking Up by Melanie Redd is a great book for any woman who has found herself in a toxic relationship, whether it's with a partner, friend, or family member. If you're feeling stuck, unhappy, or drained in a relationship, this book can help you recognize the signs of toxicity and provide you with practical tools to let go and move on to healthier relationships. Here are some tips to keep in mind while reading. Be honest with yourself. It's important to acknowledge and confront the reality of your situation before you can make any changes. This means being honest with yourself about the relationship and your role in it. Recognize the patterns. Toxic relationships often follow specific patterns of behavior. Learning to recognize these patterns can help you understand the root of the problem and begin to make changes. Focus on your own growth. While it's important to acknowledge the other person's behavior, it's equally important to focus on your own growth and healing. This book can help you develop a plan for self-care and personal growth. Seek support. Breaking up with someone, even if it's for the best, can be difficult. It's important to seek support from friends, family, or a therapist as you navigate the process. Remember, ending a toxic relationship is not easy, but it's necessary for your well-being and happiness. The Art of Breaking Up can provide you with the guidance and support you need to make positive changes in your life. The Art of Breaking Up by Melanie Redd is a self-help book that provides a comprehensive guide on how to let go of toxic relationships and move on to better things. The book is aimed at women who are struggling to end a relationship that is harmful to them, whether it be a romantic partner, a friend, or a family member. When it comes to letting go of toxic relationships, it's important to recognize that it's not always an easy process. But it's essential for your own emotional well-being and personal growth. In order to move on to better things, you need to let go of what's holding you back. One way to begin this process is by identifying toxic patterns in your relationships. This might include things like constant criticism, manipulation, or emotional abuse. Once you've identified these patterns, you can start taking steps to distance yourself from those people who exhibit them. This might mean cutting off contact altogether, or it might mean setting firm boundaries around what kind of behavior you'll tolerate. Another important aspect of letting go of toxic relationships is working on your own self-esteem. When you feel good about yourself, you're less likely to put up with mistreatment from others. This might involve working with a therapist, practicing self-care, or cultivating hobbies and interests that make you feel happy and fulfilled. Ultimately, the key to letting go of toxic relationships is recognizing that you deserve better. You deserve to be treated with respect and kindness, and you don't have to put up with behavior that makes you feel small or unworthy. By taking the steps to let go of toxic relationships and move on to better things, you'll be creating a brighter, happier future for yourself. Struggling to end a harmful relationship can be a tough and emotional experience. It's not always easy to recognize when a relationship has become toxic, and even when we do, we may still feel attached to the person. This attachment could be due to fear of being alone, feeling like we've invested too much time and energy into the relationship, or even feeling guilty for wanting to leave. Sometimes, we may also feel like we're responsible for the other person's well-being and worry about how they will cope without us. These feelings can make it difficult to take the steps needed to end the relationship, but it's important to remember that staying in a harmful relationship can have long-lasting negative effects on our mental health and well-being. It's okay to prioritize our own needs and move on to better things. To be a good romantic partner, friend, or family member, there are a few things you can do. Communication. Communicate openly and honestly with the person. Listen to them when they speak and try to understand their perspective. Empathy. Put yourself in their shoes and try to see things from their point of view. Try to understand their feelings and emotions. Support. Be supportive and encourage them in their goals and aspirations. Help them when they need it and be there for them in difficult times. Respect. Treat them with respect and kindness. Be considerate of their feelings and opinions. Trust. Trust is essential in any relationship. Be trustworthy and honest in your interactions. Quality time. Spend quality time with them. Show them that they are important to you by spending time doing things together that you both enjoy. Remember, relationships take effort and require both parties to put in the work. Being a good partner, friend, or family member is about being there for them, supporting them, and showing them that they are loved and valued. Identifying toxic patterns in relationships can be tricky, but it's important to be aware of them so you can take action to protect yourself. Some common signs of a toxic relationship include constant criticism or belittling. If your partner, friend, or family member is constantly putting you down or making you feel small, it could be a sign of a toxic relationship. Controlling behavior. If someone is trying to control your every move, from who you talk to, what you wear, or where you go, it's a major red flag. Lack of respect. If someone consistently disregards your feelings, ignores your boundaries, or puts you in unsafe situations, it's a sign of a toxic relationship. Gaslighting. This is a manipulative tactic where someone makes you question your own reality, often by denying or downplaying events that actually happened. If you notice any of these patterns in a relationship, it's important to take action to protect yourself. Here are some tips. Set boundaries. Be clear about what you will and won't tolerate in a relationship, and communicate your boundaries clearly. Practice self-care. Prioritize your own needs and take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Seek support. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist about your concerns, and consider reaching out to a helpline or support group. Remember, you deserve to be in healthy, supportive relationships that make you feel valued and respected. Don't settle for less. Constant criticism is when your partner constantly points out your flaws and mistakes without acknowledging any of your positive qualities or accomplishments. They may make you feel unworthy or inadequate, which can erode your self-esteem over time. For example, they may criticize the way you dress, the way you talk, or the way you do things. Manipulation is when your partner tries to control you and your actions. They may use guilt, threats, or coercion to get you to do what they want. They may also withhold love or affection as a way to manipulate you. For example, they may use emotional blackmail to get you to stay with them, or they may threaten to harm themselves if you leave. Emotional abuse is when your partner uses words or actions to hurt you emotionally. This can include yelling, name-calling, gaslighting, and withholding love or affection. They may also belittle your accomplishments, dismiss your feelings, or make you feel like you're crazy. For example, they may tell you that you're overreacting when you express your emotions, or they may blame you for their own mistakes. If you are experiencing any of these toxic behaviors in your relationship, it's important to seek help and support. You may want to consider talking to a therapist, a trusted friend or family member, or a support group. Remember that you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness in all of your relationships. Redd starts by defining what a toxic relationship is and the negative effects it can have on one's life. She then offers practical advice on how to identify toxic behaviors and patterns in relationships, as well as how to set healthy boundaries and communicate effectively with the toxic person. A toxic relationship is a relationship that is harmful and unhealthy for one or both parties involved. It can take many forms, such as emotional, psychological, or physical abuse, constant criticism, manipulation, and control. In a toxic relationship, one person may try to exert power and control over the other, leading to feelings of anxiety, fear, and inadequacy. These relationships can have a negative impact on a person's self-esteem, mental health, and overall well-being. It is important to identify and end toxic relationships to prioritize one's own safety and happiness. A toxic relationship can have many negative effects, such as decreased self-esteem. Constant criticism and negativity from a toxic partner can make you feel bad about yourself, leading to low self-esteem. Isolation. A toxic partner may try to isolate you from friends and family, making you feel alone and disconnected from your support network. Anxiety and depression. Being in a toxic relationship can cause anxiety and depression due to the constant stress and emotional abuse. Physical health problems. Constant stress and anxiety from a toxic relationship can lead to physical health problems like headaches, high blood pressure, and digestive issues. Financial problems. A toxic partner may control finances or cause financial problems, which can lead to stress and even poverty. Loss of identity. A toxic partner may try to control your thoughts, feelings, and actions, making you lose touch with your true self. Trust issues. Being in a toxic relationship can make it difficult to trust others in future relationships, which can impact your ability to form healthy relationships. It's important to recognize these negative effects and take action to end a toxic relationship. Setting healthy boundaries and communicating effectively with a toxic person can be challenging but important for your own well-being. Here are some tips. Be clear about your boundaries, decide what behaviors are unacceptable to you and be clear about them. Communicate your boundaries in a calm and assertive manner. Use I statements when communicating with the toxic person. Use I statements instead of you statements. For example, instead of saying "you're always so controlling," say "I feel uncomfortable when I'm not given space to make my own decisions." Don't engage in arguments. If the toxic person tries to argue or manipulate you, don't engage. Stay calm and reiterate your boundaries. Limit your contact. If possible, limit your contact with the toxic person. This may mean cutting them out of your life completely, or simply limiting your interactions to specific situations or times. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who support and validate your boundaries. Seek help from a therapist or counselor if needed. Setting healthy boundaries and communicating effectively with a toxic person may not change their behavior, but it can help you take control of the situation and protect your well-being. The book also covers the different stages of the breakup process, including the emotional roller coaster of grief, denial, anger, and acceptance. Redd provides exercises and journal prompts to help readers process their emotions and move forward. Breaking up can be a difficult and emotional process, and it can be helpful to understand the different stages that people may go through during this time. The stages can vary from person to person, but generally, they include denial. This is the stage where you may find it hard to accept that the relationship is ending. You might find yourself making excuses for the other person's behavior or hoping that things will change. Anger. During this stage, you might feel angry at the other person for the way they treated you, or angry at yourself for staying in the relationship for so long. You might find yourself lashing out or feeling irritable. Bargaining. In this stage, you might try to make deals with the other person to salvage the relationship. You might find yourself saying things like, "If we just go to counseling, things will get better." Depression. During this stage, you might feel sad or hopeless about the end of the relationship. You might find yourself withdrawing from friends and family or struggling to get out of bed. Acceptance. Finally, you might reach a stage of acceptance where you are able to acknowledge that the relationship is over and start to move forward with your life. It's important to note that not everyone will go through all of these stages, and the stages may not happen in a linear order. It's also normal to move back and forth between stages. If you're struggling with the breakup process, it can be helpful to talk to a trusted friend or therapist for support. Journal prompts are questions or prompts that you can use to help you process your emotions and thoughts about a particular topic. In the context of a breakup, journal prompts can be useful to help you process your feelings and move forward. For example, a journal prompt might be, "What did I learn from this relationship?" or "What would I like to do differently in my next relationship?" Other prompts might include questions about your goals, values, and desires for the future. Journaling can be a powerful tool for self-reflection and growth, and the prompts you choose can help guide you through the process. By setting aside time to reflect on your emotions and thoughts, you can gain clarity about your feelings and develop strategies for moving forward. Some other examples of journal prompts that can help you process your emotions and move forward include: what are some of the things I miss about this relationship? What are some of the things I don't miss? How can I take care of myself during this time? What support do I need from others right now? What are some things that make me happy or bring me joy? What are some things I would like to accomplish in the next year? How can I build stronger, healthier relationships in the future? Remember that there are no right or wrong answers to these prompts, and the process of journaling is a personal one. The goal is to help you explore your emotions and gain insight into your experiences so that you can move forward in a positive direction. In addition, the author offers guidance on how to develop a positive mindset, boost self-esteem, and engage in self-care activities during the healing process. The book concludes with advice on how to move on to better things and build healthy relationships in the future. When you're healing from a toxic relationship, it's important to take care of yourself both physically and emotionally. Developing a positive mindset can help you see the brighter side of life and maintain a healthy perspective. Boosting self-esteem is also important because it can help you rebuild confidence and self-worth that may have been damaged by the toxic relationship. Here are some tips and examples. Practice positive self-talk. Use affirmations and positive statements to uplift yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I am worthy and capable." Engage in self-care activities. Do things that make you feel good, such as taking a bath, going for a walk, or listening to music. These activities can help reduce stress and improve your mood. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with supportive and positive people who can uplift you. Avoid people who bring negativity or trigger negative emotions. Set achievable goals. Set small goals for yourself and celebrate your accomplishments. This can help you feel a sense of achievement and boost your confidence. Seek professional help if needed. If you're struggling to cope or feeling overwhelmed, consider seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. Examples of self-care activities include taking a yoga class, getting a massage, spending time with friends, reading a book, or treating yourself to a favorite meal. Remember, healing from a toxic relationship takes time, so be patient and kind to yourself throughout the process. The Art of Breaking Up is a practical and empowering guide for women who want to let go of toxic relationships and improve their emotional well-being. It offers a roadmap for healing and growth and encourages readers to prioritize their own happiness and fulfillment. So there you have it, The Art of Breaking Up by Melanie Redd. Whether you're going through a tough breakup right now or simply want to learn more about building healthy relationships, this book is a valuable resource. Remember, it's okay to let go of toxic relationships and move on to better things. Take the time to reflect, process your emotions, and practice self-care. With the help of this book, you'll gain the tools and knowledge needed to navigate the breakup process and come out even stronger on the other side. So what are you waiting for? Start reading and let the healing begin.